Hi class, I wanted to go over a great little article that was posted on Psychology Today, and it talks about what 100 years of research tells us about effective leadership. Your discussion board today, which I posted to, probably surprised you, and I'm glad if it did, and I hope you enjoy it. But I also wanted to take a couple minutes to just briefly go over this article, and I'll post this link on the deal here so you'll see it so that you can also go to it and look at it. And one of the first questions that it poses is, are leaders born or made? And that's always a topic of discussion when talking about great leaders. Were they born with the traits of a great leader, or, did they learn them along the way? And what the research tells us is that it's both. And I'm sure all of you are learning that through the text and the reading and your own discussions. So it is both, but more made than born, and that might surprise some people. It's a very, as you're learning a complex and sophisticated role, and it's a job that many don't even want to think about taking on. But then those that do, what they learn pretty quickly is that while they certainly can have characteristics that they were born with, they also need to learn the skills like you guys are learning through experience, self-development, education, and training. And then the second one, of course, going to the, does leadership training work? And what we find is that it does work. It leads to great positive change. And then, is it really dramatic? Well, sometimes. But for the most part, however, leadership development is a long-term and incremental process. So while education and training are great, it really takes experience in the field to grow a great leader. So then, third question posed is, are there certain elements that all or most great leaders share? And what they found is that effective leaders tend to be inspirational. People want to follow them. They're visionaries for sure. If you look at most great leaders, they were visionaries. And then they're really great role models for their followers. And I think for me, one of the most important characteristics for really great leaders is that they really care about the people that they're leading. And those subordinates, those employees, those people that are, if you want to use the word, I hesitate, but underneath them, they really care about their well-being and their personal development. I'm big on mentorships and things of that sort, so most great leaders are mentoring someone to replace them in the long run and to carry on with the great work that they're doing. So the last little note on that one is that great leaders also empower followers and encourage them to be creative and take initiative. One of the negative characteristics of some leaders is they don't want others' ideas, and they don't want them to, to blossom like a flower because of their own fear. But a great leader, they're not worried about that, and they really encourage it. Now, is leadership situation specific? In other words, are you just going to be a successful leader in one area, such as at work, or will you also then take those characteristics into the community or a different company? Now, what the research has found is, number one, there needs to be more, because it's not really been thoroughly researched, but the little bit that has is that it does show that it's likely that these characteristics will transfer to other settings. But the caveat to this is the culture piece. While I may be a great leader in my workplace, I know how to interact in that social environment. I know what's okay and what's not. And if I then take that into another company or into my community, there's going to be a period of adjustment and learning on how best to interact in that environment. So, and then the last little piece is, how early in life does leadership begin to develop? Great question. And it's something that's being researched. There's not been a whole lot of longitudinal research on the early roots of leadership, but what has been done is that it starts early. I'm a family guy. All of my education as far as college has been rooted in family systems and family theory and things of that sort. So then I bring that with my business experience and work experience working for corporations and owning my own companies. And I agree with this in that I think once the research is out there, is that you're going to find encouragement from parents and teachers likely play a very important role, as well as early exposure to a variety of social situations. Those children that are encouraged to be social, are encouraged to interact, and have what are noted as novel experiences, really able to interact in situations that maybe aren't always the case for some kids. So it's as you guys are learning, it's very complex, but it can be developed. From my own personal experience, I can tell you that I haven't always been a leader. I grew into a role of a leadership role, a managerial role, and through training and experience, I've learned to really grasp that role and want to learn more, because again, every situation is different, every company is different. So being willing to have an open mind and learn new things, that will help you in your future roles as leaders. So that's the little piece for you.